And meanwhile, when you talk about the Oklahoma Sooners, they got a chance to win 3 out of 4, and if they're going to pull it off, they're usually led by their backcourt.
Yeah, their backcourt is terrific and can play with any backcourt in the country. Nigel Pack has been on a roll as of late. You can see his last 7 games, nearly 19 a game. And in SEC play, Xavier Brown has been fabulous. Now, he's had 2 games in a row, only 5 points. I would expect him to play tonight. Both these guys can carry the Sooners a long way.
Oklahoma in white, Texas A&M in maroon. Aggies jumping center against Rashawn Agee, who John Sunvold has already shrunk 2 inches before this game even started. Sooners with the basketball first, trying to make it 3 out of 4 and trying to defeat Texas A&M, the second meeting of the year.
And the Sooners do not turn the ball over many times. The most they've ever had was 17 when they played A&M in the first matchup. There's the first turnover of the ball game.
Right on cue. The Aggies take advantage of it. Texas A&M, by now you probably know the story of Bucky Ball. They love to shoot a lot of threes and put on a lot of pressure. Ryland Griffin is one of those guys, as well as the guy at the top with the basketball, number 9. This is Ruben Dominguez, who finds their go-to guy, the ultimate warrior, down low. Agee, kick out pass, and back to Dominguez.
Dominguez is a guy that has to shoot the ball well. They've not shot the ball well, Mike. Even in the win the other night that you called, they only were 25% beyond the 3. That's a great start for Ryland Griffin.
Yeah, they've certainly slowed down. The numbers have been down across the board the last half dozen games for the Aggies. This is what they do best, though. When they do get a basket, they put immediate pressure on you.
And the Sooners have another ball handler in Tay Davis, even though he's a small forward. Good size at 6'7", can bring the ball to 4.
Backdoor cut right in the trees, and a second effort for Oklahoma as Davis recovered his own miss.
A rare miss by Davis. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
Griffin leading the pack. Up top, Agee, not known for his 3-point prowess, but he says, I got 3 right here. 20% on the year from downtown, but that was too open to pass up.
And what a win on Wednesday night does for this team that had lost 4 in a row.
And they were trailing.
And their body language is good. Everything's good to start this game.
100%, John. And they were down about 35 minutes of the 40 against Ole Miss. They were very fortunate to come back and win that game. Reed.
Way off.
An air ball fired up by the wing. Oklahoma off to a rough start here. A couple of turnovers.
A very slow start for the Sooners on their home court.
Agee thought about a second one. I don't know if he's taken 2 threes in a game all year.
I think you've got to give Agee that shot. He's a 20% shooter. You're kind of happy when a 20% shooter from 3 makes the first one. Then he'll maybe take more. Don't take that ball fake out there.
The Aggies on the season hit 11 threes per game. That's the second highest total in the SEC. But right now they're carving things up inside. That's Marcus Hill. He's been on a heater his last 6 games, averaging nearly 16 points a game.
Yeah, he's played well, and most of his points are coming from the attack mode. He'll get you to the rim and finish the play.
8-0 start for the Aggies. Drive and kick, sets up an open 3. 0 for 2 now is Reed. But another offensive rebound.
Well, Brown and Pack are going to have to be the 2 guys, but A&M doing a good job of getting the ball out of Brown's hands.
I think that was a pass.
Oh my.
And it's an and 1. Falling to the ground. Aggies a chance at 3 points the hard way.
How strong do you have to be to make a shot nearly on your back as Aggies is falling down? I almost thought that was a pass maybe by Davis over the top. Right here, I thought maybe he saw his teammate for a lob. I don't think he'd make that bad of a shot, but on the way down, there's a contact and the finish.
Mohamed Aggies, 60% free throw shooter.
I'd be a nice stat guy for the home team.
You would be. I think you might be kind calling that a pass. 3-point play is completed by the senior out of the Bronx, New York, to make it 8-3, and a substitution early on, as we will see E.L. Atansa.
E.L. Atansa comes in, and so does Dayton Forsythe. The Forsythe in his sophomore season has struggled with injuries, but has been really good the last 5 games. In the last 3, nearly 13 points a game. Gives the Sooners another ball handler, another jump shooter. A&M very comfortable so far early in this game.
Dominguez off a curl. He wanted a whistle there. He got a little bit of a glove tap on the arm.
Yeah, I thought he got hit also.
Oklahoma coming in 3-10 in conference play. They're not completely out of it, believe it or not, according to our own Joe Lenardi, who has them on the considered line. Weaving shot and a miss up close by Brown.
And here's what A&M will do: get the rebound, and they push with all 5 guys. Aggie being the big that can run rim to rim right down the middle.
Skip pass to Dominguez.
That ball doesn't stick too many times, Mike. Moves really well.
Agee bottled up, just forces one up there, high off the glass and in. I don't know how he even got that off.
He's got a way, though, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He plays much bigger than he is,
yeah, and
stronger than he is.
He clears space to get shots off.
He has been a warrior all season long, really playing out of position for this undersized Texas A&M squad.
And Nigel Pack without a look early in this game.
Brown on a 3, no good. Here comes Lane. Lane, lightning fast.
Good with the dribble. Doesn't score a lot, but sure gets them set up early in their offense.
Rarely turns it over. Backdoor cut, blocked out of bounds. And it will be Aggies basketball when we come back.
But A&M goes on the road after the win on Wednesday. How comfortable are they? Yes, winning helps because everything starts looking good. Buckets are big on the road here in Norman. A&M up 7 early.
Aggies up by 7 over the Oklahoma Sooners here in the early going. We talked at the top about Texas A&M and the bubble that they are on right now. They were on a 4-game losing streak, nearly 5 in a row. They avoided what would have been a quad 3 loss at home to Ole Miss. So they're 3-5 in quad 1. The net ranking, which as we know is also important, is at number 43. And right now Joe Lenardi has them as a 10 seed, which makes you feel like, okay, things are great. But you look at the rest of the schedule, John, you could easily find yourself on the wrong side of the bubble if you don't finish strong.
Well, we know this. They were picked 13th preseason in this league. They exceeded all expectations to a point, right? Now you get to the last half of the conference season, and everybody scouted you. A lot of teams have played you. They lost 4 in a row. They came up with a big win against Ole Miss. Tonight's huge. They play at Arkansas, Texas, Kentucky, and then at LSU. A tough league to get on a bad streak. So the confidence is high starting this ball game early. I expect the Sooners to get a little bit of energy going in this building.
Great block by Jones. Return to sender on Dominguez.
Jadon Jones, known as a great defensive player. 2 years ago, Big West Defensive Player of the Year. And I think Porter Mosier's looking for something of energy to come out of that timeout.
I was just about to say, we still didn't see Nigel Pack fire up a shot. That's his first. One of the top 3-point shooters in the SEC, a 2,000-point scorer. Agee whips it over to Clemens. He's got range, the big guy does.
And he's played exceptionally well last couple weeks.
Played really quality minutes off the bench in that victory over Ole Miss. A 7-footer that has range, shooting 47% on the year from downtown. You will see a lot of this. Texas A&M substitutes more than any other team in the SEC, constantly taking them in, putting them in the game almost like hockey shifts.
Yeah, and the reason they average 37 bench points per game. Number 1 in the SEC, number 2 in the NCAA. So they will produce off the bench. Guys are ready to play. You know, if you're on that bench, you're going to get minutes.
This is kind of like the second unit here. Holloway.
That hit the official's shoulder. That's why the crowd's upset.
In play.
Yep, in play. You mentioned Clemens. The fact that he's nearly 7 feet. Oh, great shoot.
Forsythe. Missed it. Here's Pack. Deep 3. Nailed by Jones.
So Jones has made 2 plays coming in off the bench. One, the block on the defensive end. Now the three-point shots. Two ways to get energy in a home building. A, either the home team plays better, or B, they don't like the officials' calls, which then can ignite something.
Clements bellied up, fires it up, and are they going to give it to him? Yes, the new continuation rule. That would never have counted a few years ago, but it does today.
So back to Clements. When they lost the game against Missouri, almost a coming-out party. He had 20 points, 3 or 4 beyond the three-point line, and then posted up. You saw him against Ole Miss, 14 points. He can post because of his size. He's got great touch. Now the fact that the jump shot's going in outside, it gives Bucky McMillan different ways to use this guy. If he's got a small on him, you take him inside. He can take a big outside face-up and make shots.
And knocks down the free throw for a three-point play. The lead back to 7.
Interesting about A&M's pressure. It's continuous. It's not just set up on a made free throw or made bucket.
Right.
Even on a miss, they're going to just continue to be in your jersey.
Bucky McMillan saying, hey, that's not a foul. Bucky McMillan, 3-time SoCon Coach of the Year at Sanford. Got the job after doing an outstanding job in high school, where they won 5 state championships at Mountain Brook High School, a suburb of Birmingham.
So the reality is he has won at every level he's either played or coached.
Yeah.
He was just a winner. Knows how to win once. He had to put and construct this team at the very latest of any school out there. It was a late hire.
Yeah, because Buzz left late for the Maryland job. Strong take, shot missed. Federico on the rebound. But he gets the job. Most of the players in the portal had already committed, so he's trying to find, okay, how do I put a roster together?
And I talked to him a week ago about how do you have everything in place like you love it? And he goes, well, not really, only because my guys haven't been here that long. But then he looked at me and said, but realistically, in today's environment, might be that way every year.
Yeah.
Right, Terrence? Guys come in, guys leave.
And a term that coaches use quite often is speed dating. He took it to a whole other level.
But when you talk to him, he's committed to what he does, passionate about the game. Fun to visit with about just his ideas of basketball. Sometimes it's different than a traditional coach.
Yeah.
It's always interesting when you watch a guy like this and a team throws over the break and lays it in. Some coaches, it would drive nuts. They call it time. It's part of his game. It's okay.
Right.
Let's go the other way. Next play, next play.
Sooners break the pressure. Into the corner, into the hands of 22. That's attack.
And he can shoot it.
Attack on a 3.
He can absolutely catch and shoot. You must make him put it on the floor. He had 18 points. He hit 6 of 7 threes in the win here against Georgia.
Attack is 43% from downtown. That's going to be offensive. Clements put his shoulder right into Forsythe.
Anytime Koala Tuck comes in the game defensively, they know that really Pop Isaac's not even leaving him, but smart play by Forsythe to dribble it in there and all of a sudden kick it out.
One of the things that Coach Moser talked about is the importance of having the ability to put Dayton Forsythe in the game, the plays that he can make on both ends.
Yeah, again, we saw Forsythe had a terrific freshman season, and this year it wasn't good, but there were reasons. Not only one, but both ankles hurt. And if you need your legs as a jump shooter, as a point guard, he didn't have them. Now all of a sudden everything's healthy, and he's a big contributor for this Oklahoma Sooner team.
Coming up on the 12-minute mark of the first half, Aggies up by 4.
One floor low. They just wanted Brown to go to work, but I mean, and he just delivered. It doesn't take a Tuck long to catch it and just simply shoot it. He knows his role.
There you see Porter Moser. You know, as he pointed out today, he was very upbeat about the fact, look, we've won 2 out of 3. We win this one. People are talking about the fact we've won 3 out of 4. Made the NCAA tournament last year. Got some good players in the portal. Would have loved to grab a couple of more like so many other coaches. We are now in an era where it really comes down so often to what does your payroll look like? That's a whole other story, but.
And the Sooners last year, Mike, went on a little bit of a roll late in that season that secured their position in the NCAA tournament. And then they got a win in the SEC tournament. So, yeah, anything you're capable if you start winning a lot of games.
And timeout called by Porter Moser and Oklahoma. 15-9 with 11:57 to go in the first half here in Norman.
Venmo that. You can Venmo this or you can Venmo that. You can Venmo this or you can Venmo that. I think you Venmo this.
Get your Venmo debit card today and get up to 5% cash back.
So with all these Hilton Honors points, I could stay for free. At the Waldorf Astoria in the Maldives?
Yep. Hilton Honors, babe.
Ooh. What about the canopy in Paris?
Babe, Hilton Honors. How long has that been here?
And there's no blackout dates?
Hilton Honors, baby.
There's no way the Conrad Tulum's included.
When you want points that can take you anywhere,
Hilton Honors, babe.
anytime, it matters where you stay. Hilton, for the stay.
Great tradition here at Oklahoma. How about five Final Four teams, including Bruce Drake leading the first two squads back in the 30s and in the late 40s, and of course Billy Tubbs' squad in 1988. 2001, 2002, that was Kelvin Sampson leading the way. And the last team, which they're honoring here tonight, of course, Lon Kruger. Lon Kruger and the Buddy Hield squad of 2015-2016, that squad being honored right before the game today. There you see Buddy in the middle wearing the Letterman's jacket, Johnny.
He looked good in Letterman's jacket. Coach Lon Kruger, who was a great player himself at Kansas State back when I was a kid, 2 times Big 8 Player of the Year. And there comes Buddy Hield, 2016 National Collegiate Player of the Year. Mike, I'm going to tell you a little bit. I grew up in the Midwest, so I got to see a lot of teams. I've called a lot of these guys games. Oklahoma's the place of the first name guys.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, Alvin Adams. So you could come into this place and say Alvin. Then there was Wayman. Then there was Blake. There's Buddy. There's Hollis. There's Trey. There's Mookie. There's Stacy. When you say the first name, everybody knows it. Even in the Midwest, you know that's right. It's an Oklahoma guy. It's kind of funny how that's worked out.
You certainly know Buddy and what he was able to do. And you see what McGee was able to do on the slam to make it a 4-point game.
Hey, Buddy had 2,291 points in his 4 years. That's unbelievable. Now, what's even more unbelievable, he's number 2 on the scoring list. 400 points behind Wayman Tisdale, who only played 3 years compared to Buddy's 4. They have some great players here.
The following play is under review for clock error.
All right, so we'll check. The basket's going to count regardless. We're just checking the clock on this one. Going to go back to Buddy Hield for a moment. If you know, you know. I mean, if you remember, if you were following the sport 10 years ago, there are certain players that just absolutely take the college basketball fan base by storm. Yeah. Buddy Hield had that ability.
After review, we'll set the
take
game
the fan
clock
base
to
by storm, and then he would
11:48.
take over a game.
Yes.
Like you tuned in to watch what Buddy Hield would do.
He was must-watch TV. He really was.
And on their run to the Final Four, he was just I'm not saying a one-man show because they had a great team, but a one-man show. He absolutely did things that it's rare to watch players like that.
It's also rare to see guys that put up numbers and actually combine those with meaningful victories and runs in the tournament. That's extra special when you can do that. Aggies with the basketball up by 4. Agee is back on the floor, gets it up top. He already made 1 3, pump fake, Euro step.
And again, 20% shooter, and you're taking a ball fake. Don't take it. Don't take it. Just show him a hand.
Not sure if that was on the scouting report.
No, I'm sure the coaches over there on Oklahoma sideline are shaking their head too.
And a push foul that time on the much smaller Jakari Lane.
And how quickly Lane got to the shooter, a tuck as he came down the floor. They've seen this young man, number 22, catch it and release it. So they quickly got to get to him. What the coaches, when I watch pregame warm-ups, what the coaches are working with a tuck on is 1 dribble, 2 dribble bounce, right? You can't, they're scouting you, so you can't just catch it and shoot it.
Oklahoma's had a little bit of trouble getting into a rhythm. We highlighted the guards at the top. They've been pretty quiet in this game. Here's an open 3. One of the best looks of the day, and it's delivered by Xavier Brown.
And normally A&M switches a lot of stuff. Agee, they didn't switch, didn't communicate. He got stuck. Too late, Brown delivered it.
A 1-point game. Holloway around the screen. Leaves it off for Agee. Banging inside, as he often does. Missed the shot, however. And then quick hands, almost a steal by Holloway. And then Dominguez does get it.
And now they have numbers.
Hill hammered, and he'll go to the line for a pair.
So Brown's going to come off the screen, and there's not going to be a communication, no switch. too late for H, and too really late for a big guy to get back to a guard. That's the tough part. Anytime you're switching, puts a lot of pressure on a big like Aggie to mess with guards who have a lot more movement than you want as a big man.
Marcus Hill, transfer from NC State, has meant so much to this Aggies squad. I mentioned the stretch he's gone on here over the last half dozen games, averaging over 15.5 points per game. He's originally out of Rockford, Illinois. And when Bucky got this job, he needed to get a point guard. And they scour the earth, see who was left as a possibility in the portal, and they landed on a good one at Marcus Hill.
Well, you think of, you know, some guys in the transfer portal don't play as much at the last stop. Well, not the case with Hill at North Carolina State. 25 starts, 11.5 points a game. You had the Ole Miss game, you had 14 points. Just a solid effort night in, night out.
And now the pressure. How do you want to see Oklahoma attack it?
Well, the fact is, if you're drawing two guys, then you throw over the top. What they've not done yet, they've not attacked when they get over the top of the defense. A&M doing a good job getting back defensively. There's another way you can break it. Once you get it down the floor, get your shooters in the corners, you might get open looks.
A Tuck with another three, kind of a rainbow arcing shot that he has.
And a Tuck's going to be in those corners every time down against the pressure. Oh, my.
Block foul. Might have been because he was inside the restrictive area. That's Brown that's whistled for the foul.
Well, it was contact. I wasn't going for a foul either way.
Yeah.
You know, he spun, they, you know, hit each other, but sometimes you bail out a dribbler. There are times what Porter Mosier's arguing about is that defensively you just played it right.
Yeah.
My guy's in his way. Nothing really happened.
Porter's giving it to Mike Nance right now after this whistle.
Well, he's outside there.
He was outside, you're right.
Initial contact. Ryland Griffin, a great face-up shooter.
Wow. Drops the hammer.
Terrific bounce pass by Griffin.
Non-stop pressure.
The other part is when you get it to your ball handler, just clear out.
Yeah.
A lot of, and if A&M, a lot of times they're not going to double.
Pack. There's right side to Brown. Brown spinning his way and kisses it off the glass.
He's got the ability to not only knock in shots, but Brown is so good off the bounce. Variety of moves in the mid-range game.
Holloway probing. Kicks it out to Agee. Dominguez has been quiet. Agee has not. Thought about it, pulls the trigger, and hits another.
He's going to look over here at me and go, yeah. So you're going to give me that.
20% on the year. He's got
a couple
two.
Threes, yeah. Numbers 3 on 2.
Not again. Reed flying in and earns a trip to the free throw line.
So when you're guarding Griffin, Ryland Griffin outside, you got to get close to him. Here's a high pick and roll, a good bounce pass right on the money. We talked about Agee, either scores inside like this, and tonight he's showing us something a little bit different, Mike Morgan. He is stepping out, facing up. That is his second three right down the pocket. And again, coming into this game, he was 12 of 60, 20%.
Agee really is a terrific story. A guy that's bounced around quite a bit. His confidence was shot for a while, and one of his stops was Casper Junior College. His coach there was Lester Stewart. The two guys keep in touch. You see New Mexico State, then Casper College, and that was really where it turned around. That's where he got his confidence, got a little more dedicated, went to Bowling Green, then Southern Cal, and he has found a home. I don't know where this team would be without number 12 in maroon.
Well, he's got great leadership, terrific pass on the cut. And Agee, when you read articles about different players, he's a guy that says, hey, I want my guys to know you play for the name on your chest. So he's the leader of this ball club. Just got a piece of that. He got a block.
That's 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block for Rashawn Agee. Hill gliding in, changes hands. That would have been a sensational circus shot.
Now, can Oklahoma go up and down? Are they conditioned enough to go up and down and find some good openings and find the mismatches when a game gets like this?
Brown slicing, sets up Forsythe. Back up top, Brown. Yes.
Terrific ball movement and really two-man plays with Brown and Forsythe back and forth, make A&M chase. A&M will help and recover and quickly in a hurry.
Agee puts it on the deck, always in control. Look at that pass. Hill, I don't think, was quite ready for it. Holloway down, the timer at 5. Steps into a 3 and sinks it.
Well, how about his confidence? Every game, the minutes he's getting.
He's the one guy that came over from Sanford with Bucky McMillan. Forsythe. Again, great ball movement. Brown, rise and fire, blocked by Griffin. And then a hold against Oklahoma. And that'll bring us to a media timeout. 6:53 to go. Aggies up by 3.
You know, it's been a terrific start for A&M on the offensive end, and Agee gets them off to a good lead. But the Sooners at home, hanging around. What Brown can do for you, right on the money. Good ball game here in Norman.
9-2 for Stephen Pearl and company, because they need him the rest of the way when he was suspended. Not the same team, obviously. Auburn right now at an 11 seed. So this is going to be a little unusual compared to last year where 14 teams got in, most of them without having to sweat it, as Clemens pulls the trigger on a 3 and knocks it down. But, John, I think this year, as good as the league is, there are going to be 3, 4, maybe 5 teams on Selection Sunday that have to bite their nails a little bit.
Well, think of what Joe Lenardi had. The last 4, or part of the last 4 in, were A&M, Missouri, Auburn.
Yeah.
Like, that's towards the end, right? So you got 5 ball games. After today, they got 4. How you finish, you can win. You win 4 or 5 in a row. You're going to get off that bubble. Bubble teams normally kind of go 500 down the stretch, just because that's why they're bubble teams. So it's huge to get on a roll late. You know, again, Oklahoma got on a roll late last year, which I think that got them into the tournament. No different than if you're Auburn, you got to find some wins. Missouri's got to find wins. A&M's got to find wins.
Vincent fouled. Ran into Jamie Vincent's dad last night at the Oklahoma City Thunder game.
How was that game?
They beat the ever-living stuffing out of the Nets, who may or may not be one of the many teams tanking right now in the NBA, but that's another story altogether. But Oklahoma City is still awfully good. I'll tell you what, I was counting up how many SEC players were in that game. I think I counted 9 between the two teams.
Cason Wallace, he's for the Thunder, right?
Cason Wallace.
So Cason and Ryland Griffin in high school. My daughters live in Dallas. My wife and my daughters wanted to do something that women like to do, and I said I'm not. So a friend of mine, I went to a high school game. Richardson High School in Dallas. Ryland Griffin and Cason Wallace were playing. I want to say they were the Wildcats. It's just my thinking. But Wallace dominated that game, and his running mate, Ryland Griffin, was shooting the heck out of it. And it's been fun to watch him since.
Of course, the reigning MVP is another SEC alum. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander played at Kentucky. And we got a 1-and-1 upcoming here for the Sooners, as the Aggies now with 17 fouls. 31-24. I kind of like the pace, Sonny, of this game for Oklahoma. I don't know if Oklahoma wants to get into a track meet for the Aggies.
Well, I don't think it's – when you're at home, it really doesn't. I mean, I think you like to run.
Yeah.
Even if the other team – because they can force you to a pace. Now, do you wear down? Do you not take the shots you want? I always think a home team, if you're athletic and you've got good guards, you want to push it and attack. Both of these teams have struggled against teams that are bigger and more physical. But neither one are those, so this is a kind of a good matchup.
2 for 2. at the stripe for Aggies. Checking in for Oklahoma, Yelatansov, the 6'11" senior out of Russia.
Here's the odd part. It's just been such a slow start for Nigel Pack. He is scoreless, so he's only taken 2 shots.
Foul down low, and that will be 6. So 1 more to give, or no more to give, I should say, for Oklahoma.
And the confidence that Clemens is playing with is so different than it was a month ago. He comes in the game. We've not only seen him hit a 3, we've seen him hit it in the lane. That time posting up, they fouled him. Changes A&M offensively because of his ability to do different things.
Oh, left alone for the 3. Marcus Hill was so open he couldn't believe it, and then winds up with the rebound. Pop Isaacs, bounce pass into Deba. No, but the follow-up will be waved off. They'll say it was in the cylinder.
Boy, have they made some great bounce passes on backdoor cuts. You overplay, you turn your head, you don't see man in ball, you're in trouble.
You know, going back to when John Sunvold played, I think this has become a lost art. And a simple bounce pass on a backdoor cut, that play still works, right?
Well, the play still works. And the key to a bounce pass is that you throw it hard enough that the ball bounces, that makes it catchable.
Right.
Right. Don't throw it so that it's a soft pass that doesn't get to the midsection. Pass it hard, make sure your teammate can catch.
Don Daly, Mike Nance talking things over before this inbounds pass. More time for the Aggies to get the full court man-to-man pressure set up here.
And again, think on the other end how this pressure ends. Ball attack usually will be in a corner if you get it up the floor.
Porter Moser is telling us it's the second trap that's the one you got to be concerned about.
And now here's a matchup zone by the Aggies. Again, who are the shooters? Forsythe out top.
Well, here's one.
I tell you, he's not bashful.
I think that one got blocked. I think Jamie Vincent got a piece of that.
He understands what his scholarship is for.
Yes. Clements, he's not bashful either. A couple of big guys feeling it from downtown.
And here's where I think the Sooners want to push and attack a little more. Or a tough shot. I
How
tell you,
about
he's a different player because he's healthy. He could not do that a month ago. He didn't have the lift.
Ankles, you see the ankle braces on Forsythe. Tightened up and all the way up. Yeah, that's about a foot up from the ground.
And if a shooter doesn't have his legs, you really don't have anything. But when you can pull up on a 7-footer, fire it right in his chops, yeah, that's what you want.
That looked like a young John Sunvold right there.
Yeah, fired away, didn't he? I mean, that's a confidence build.
Yeah.
Because now you can use the jump shot as a weapon. You know, you just have to lift the ball, and you're going to have guys moving.
One and one upcoming for Josh Holloway. Originally out of Memphis, Tennessee, and again played at Sanford for Bucky McMillan. 79% free throw shooter. Missed it. 2-point game. 4 minutes and change here in Norman. Oklahoma Sooners have to have it. Texas A&M would love to have it.
And back to the zone, look at the middle of the floor. Bingo right there.
There it is, 15-footer. That's a shot you want.
Reed's kind of had a very iffy first half. Has missed some open looks.
Yeah, he's 0 for 4. 2 points coming at the free throw line. Our SEC Network Tuesday night men's basketball doubleheader will have Kentucky and South Carolina. And then you'll get to hear the dulcet tones of John Sunvold as Tennessee takes on Missouri. Tough loss for Mizzou today.
And a good win for the Vols
And a
on the
really
road.
good win for Tennessee. Yeah, that was a great game, too.
Very good game.
Rick Barnes' team, I think they're really peaking at the right time.
And not surprising when you mention Rick Barnes, right?
Yeah.
Teams peak at the right time.
They had a tough road game. Vanderbilt was playing at full strength. We should point out that Miles was back for the Commodores today, but Tennessee was still able to go into Memorial Gym and steal one. 4-point game, under 4 to go.
Almost a box and one because they had one guy on pack. I'm telling you, Forsythe, I mean, I've watched all year. I watch all these games. He's a different player.
Yeah.
Reminds me of what he was last year. Got the legs underneath.
Yeah, he's getting the lift on those threes. And then walls up on the defensive end. Nice play there. Griffin gets it back for the Aggies. Up top, Isaacs.
The one thing A&M does really well is one more pass.
And there's a lead pass and a wide open Wagee.
You go back to A&M on the offense. They don't sit on the dribble a whole bunch.
Right.
One pass, one more, swing. They get better guys look. They make the defenders chase.
Great action to set up Isaacs. Thought about it, passed it up. Clements muscling his way inside the paint.
He's not passing.
Nope, he's going to fire, and he's going to bank it home with the left hand. Nice move by Zach Clements.
And sometimes when you're on the floor as a player defensively, you kind of can look and go, he's not kicking it, so let me go. Even though the coach doesn't want you got to make a play sometimes yourself. Clements had no thought of passing when he got on that side by himself. Good play.
Second effort. How about a third?
Nice.
Reed, weak side slam. Well, if you would have told me it'd be a 2-point game and Nigel Pack would be sitting on a goose egg, Sonny, I wouldn't have believed it.
It's a good sign for Sooner fans, I think.
Yeah.
Nigel Pack is a big-time scorer, over 2,100 points in his career.
Clements to Isaacs, rise and fire. Yes, he can heat up in a hurry.
He can heat up in a hurry. Played in here when he was at Texas Tech for a couple years.
A 39% three-point shooter.
Wow, I thought Forsythe should have taken it.
Pack remains chilly. Reed blocked but fouled by Griffin. And that'll take us to the final media timeout of the half.
Pretty good basketball here in Norman. A&M has come in playing well. The Sooners have hung in, maybe with not their best half, but every time they get close, Aggies have an answer this time. Pop from deep. Had a few wins here in this building against Wayman Tisley. Wayman was a freshman when I was a senior. Still one of the greatest collegiate basketball players ever. Played 3 years. Rest in peace, Wayman. What a lovely human being he was.
Think about the history here, and I know a lot of our audience still learning Oklahoma in terms of the history of this fine program. 34 NCAA tournaments, 33 All-Americans, and 5 Final Fours. Yeah. They have been consistently very good. We just don't always hear about them in the same breath as some of the other powers out there.
Well, the reality is, good bucket, good pass, another backdoor cut. The reality is, it still is a big-time football school. Right. National championship, Heisman trophies. So that always overshadows what they've done in basketball, but take nothing away. They've had great coaches, great players. Again, they're honoring one tonight, Buddy Hield, and they're putting that jersey up in the rafters.
Great ball movement.
That's how you do it.
Open three. That whole possession was a thing of beauty.
Really nice. Doesn't allow any defender to get set when that ball moves like that.
Jones puts the finishing touches on that possession to make it a 2-point game. Back to Agee now. Tried to thread the needle, couldn't do it. A rare mistake on the turnover.
Go for one shot. They will. You know what, Mike? The way this game has gone, A&M's played absolutely terrific first half. Could go in tied or up 2 or down 1.
And then a foul with 9.6 on Clements. Well, that's a gift. That's an absolute gift. So 2 free throws, double bonus. Darion Reed will try and tie it up. I remember calling some of his games last year at Alabama, former McDonald's All-American. A lot of high hopes for this young man as an Alabama Crimson Tide player, and now hoping to really carry some of the workload, not just this year, but next year for Oklahoma.
But I think he's a traditional college guy. What do I mean by that? Gets better every year.
Yeah.
Right, Louis?
Nothing wrong with
Yeah,
that.
we label some of these kids like we expect something big that freshman year. So no, get better. Be a Blue Cane, right? Every year you go see Blue Cane, you go, wow, again, better. Hey, Buddy Hield was that.
Well, I was going to say, be a Buddy Hield.
Boy, miss them both.
Empty trip. A&M has plenty of time.
And Ryland Griffin can pull it in a hurry.
Dominguez, 2 seconds, 1 blocked shot, and that's how the half will end. Jones contested, blocked it away. A 2-point Aggie lead into intermission.
Terrific first half. A&M came in, started it right, ended it right, up 2 points. Solid Oklahoma, though it's got to feel good. Nigel Pack didn't get a whole lot done, but terrific ball game so far. So far, Norman, Oklahoma. Everything happening around the rim offensively. You know what? Much better than what's happened on the defensive end. 43-41. Boomer Suter in the background. Come on back. It's going to be a good second half.
With the response.
And you can't let Ryland Griffin just get comfortably set. Boy, this pressure has bothered the Sooners just enough. Thing is, though, they've been able to put A&M's been able to put pressure on, and without Oklahoma attacking them.
Pack. That was a heat check. Rebound, the Aggies, smallest guy on the floor. Lane gobbled it up. Griffin just kind of ran out of room. Got too deep.
And now they should go.
Numbers for Oklahoma. Pack takes it in on the 7-footer. Clements altered that shot, got the rebound, and leads the break. Griffin sets up Lane. Rebound Sooners. Not sure if that's what they're looking for. A 3 from Wagee.
Wagee's only his 5th attempt all season.
1 for 4 in the entire season.
You know what happens with bigs, like in all-star games, they get tired of running up and down the floor. I said, hey, my turn.
Agee has been in the my turn business tonight. I'm not sure if he's had a game where he's fired up 4 threes all year, but that's what he's done tonight, 2 of 4. That's going to be offensive.
And keep an eye on to see how tired the bodies are getting. Back and forth, no stoppage of play.
Well, and this is where Texas A&M really wears down opponents.
And here's what Oklahoma's doing. They're inserting more guys.
Yeah.
Good job by Takari Lane. Taking that charge. You know, Lane played Lee High School in Huntsville, Alabama, for one of the legendary coaches, Greg Brown, who's the father of Kobe Brown, now he's traded to Pacers.
Yeah, from Missouri.
SEC first-team all-league player.
Yeah, there were some questions if he was going to be able to play at this level at his size. I think he's answered all the doubters.
Yep. Terrific player at North Alabama when he came before here. I had him a couple times in different games when they play somebody, you know, early in preseasons.
Isaacs, always active, and draws a bump foul on Oklahoma. Yeah, they got Brown.
And when Isaacs turned the corner, A&M does such a good job of spacing that the lane is pretty much open to take and attack different angles.
Trouble getting it in bounds, just beat the 5 count into Isaacs.
I would say might have traveled underneath on the baseline. He didn't get the move. Nice cut.
Diba down low to Dominguez. They are such a good passing team.
And a great cutting team.
Yes.
They cut so well, so guys are open. Mike, against a pressing team, you want to play forward, not backwards. They would like you to play backwards, right? That you don't look to go the other direction. Nice step.
Diba with the glide, the bucket, and a 6-point lead. And Porter Moser says, I got to get a timeout here. When we come back, we'll talk to the man of the hour, Buddy Hield, one of the all-time greats at Oklahoma, who had his number retired tonight. Well, while you folks were tuning into the great SEC halftime report, we were watching this terrific ceremony with one of the all-time greats, Buddy Hield, the Oklahoma Sooner, having his number retired tonight. And 24 will be forever be hanging in the rafters here in Norman. The 2016 National College Player of the Year, of course, leading the Sooners to a Final Four. A ton of points for Buddy Buckets, who joins us now. We were just talking during the whole ceremony, Buddy. We were just impressed by the whole presentation. How did it feel for you?
It was great, man. I'm not gonna lie. Unreal moment. Thank God for giving me the opportunity to represent myself, my family, my country, and to represent this jersey. My time I was here, it was special, and I was a lot of hard work along the way, and a lot of names I didn't call that were behind the scenes would help me get to this point. But I'm very appreciative, and my name's up in the rafters, and hopefully my kids and every young kid that comes in this building will look up and look my name up and see what I've done.
Hey, so when you got the call, when they told you this was going to happen, give me your initial thought of what was going, the whole thing. When they made that call, what did you feel?
It was a big smile for sure. Just like unreal, and I was like, wow, it's what happened. I didn't know how to take it, but I was just like, let's go. You know, it meant something to me, meant something for my family, and I know it meant something for Joe. And he's been here this whole time, and I told him, like, I'm gonna get my name up there somehow. And when I was there with Blake, it inspired me, and that's all she wrote, and I worked my butt off, and I got up there.
Buddy, we got to take a quick timeout.
Good.
Stick around if you can, please. Quick timeout here. It's still a 6-point lead for Texas A&M. Rank among the very best.
Yes, sir. A very nice spiritual moment. I look at my teammates. I say, yo, this is our time. We got to get to the Final Four.
My question for you, I referenced This Is Your Life. Take us back to, we know the story of your childhood, and that was told very well during the halftime ceremony. Why Oklahoma? How was that recruiting process?
This is funny because I thought I had like a long time to talk about this, and everybody would know like why I chose Oklahoma. Actually, Oklahoma was my worst visit I went to. Like,
really?
It was my worst visit by far. Colorado was one of my best visits I went to, and we're in Oklahoma next. And I was going to go to Kansas in the Midnight Madness to Kansas, and I was like, yo, I got Midnight Madness next. And I was like, I got to make it happen. Oklahoma, I just loved the way Lon Kruger teams were playing fast. And Coach Crutchfield, he came to the Bahamas a couple of times, and he watched me when I was a little kid, 13, and he built a relationship with me, and it was a no-brainer. Even though I didn't love the experience, I know God said this is the place to be.
Wow.
Yeah. That's terrific. And you make that decision. Talk about Coach Kruger and what he meant really in your journey.
Oh, he's every day, man. Every day he can tell you, when I come from class, I go straight to his office, we talk, picked his brain, see what he wanted from me, see how I can be the best player I can be. I became his friend, and we speak the same language and know what language he's speaking, and then I was able to translate the court. And then when I did the things he wanted me to do, I was able to add more to my game and play free and have fun.
Last question for you, buddy. I think a lot of people out there would be curious, what is Buddy Hield doing now? You've had a lengthy career in the NBA. Like a lot of guys, you go from team to team at a certain juncture. What's next for you?
Man, I'm still in the fire, man. Still in the fire. I love basketball. Basketball is life for me. I thank God every day to go out there and compete each and every day. And then when I get done, I want to get into coaching. I think I need to get back to the youth. I want to get back to the youth. I want to be a part of the coaching, and I think it's fun, man. It's getting out there and being here, throwing up schemes, how I can coach, be impactful for young men, and try. My goal is always to bring Oklahoma back to another championship. I mean, back to the Final Four again, and hopefully win it. So I want to get back.
Hey, congratulations on the special night. We're glad we're here, but congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. Buddy Hield, Buddy Buckets, the man, the myth, and a special night having his number retired, hung up in the rafters. Buddy Hield, one of the all-time greats, not just at Oklahoma, the all-time leading scorer in Big 12 history as well. 53-48, the Aggies up by 5 against Oklahoma. And the Sooners off to a little bit of a sluggish start scoring-wise.
And you always expect a home team to get a little bit of a run. The Aggies have just done a super job defensively.
Speaking of which, Aggies, Aggie leading the break. Dominguez has it swatted out of bounds by Wagee.
Understanding Wagee is a terrific shot blocker. If you're Dominguez, you can't go in as though it's going to be easy. McGee averages just under 1.5 blocks a game. Either that you take, if you know he's elevated, just slip it underneath. You got a teammate for an easy layup.
Dominguez kind of downshifted and allowed McGee to
you
put that
You
ball.
better upshift at this level.
Yes, absolutely.
No downshifting.
Aggies fortunate to still have possession. Drive and kick, another open three, and
What
another
he does
make for
best.
Griffin.
He really, Rylan Griffin can catch it and get rid of it in such a hurry. You've got to move him off his spot. But when you're a help and recover defense, well-coached defensive team, Rylan Griffin's smart enough to find the open space, open shot, knock it in.
The third triple for Griffin, 11 points now for him.
Here's where Tay Davis, I think, can be effective. He can handle it. Yeah, I would rather him attack a little more.
Contact, but no whistle, and the ball goes out of bounds to the Aggies. That's just a tough turnover on Reed.
See, here's what's tough. Darion Reed, all he's got to do is make a bounce pass. He's got his teammate, I think it was Tay Davis, standing right underneath.
They tried to hit Agee on the touchdown pass, and we got great free safeties in this game.
I'm telling you what, if Reed doesn't make that steal, it'd been a timeout and a hockey change for the Oklahoma Sooners. They weren't getting back. They didn't even see the pass.
Right.
Reed saw it. Now all of a sudden you go the other way, and ill-advised, sloppy, whatever words you want to use. Oklahoma's got to get more efficient.
Lemons coming back in. Again, Oklahoma has 4 starters that average right around 30 minutes or even more.
Yeah.
The Aggies do it in a different way. Most of their starters average a little over 20, 21. Oh, we got a little chirpiness going on. Davis and
Forsythe
Agee.
has a little bark to him, you know that?
Well,
he's got a bit.
Agee's got a lot of bark, and I'm not sure if I would mess with Rashawn Agee.
Yeah, I wouldn't, but you know what? This is, you know.
This is your kind of basketball back in the day.
Hey, you got to answer the bell. Someone's going to, wolf at you.
Yeah.
And Agee's a big guy, right? He's the big dog. Forsythe just looked at him and said, no.
Yeah.
You know.
Now the officials are talking to Agee and telling him, okay, now let's keep it clean.
I would expect if Forsythe can get a look, he's going to make a shot. These two guys are going
They're
at
going
each
at
other.
it. Forsythe and Agee just kept pushing each other's arm off.
This is getting good.
Get your popcorn,
Come on
son.
now.
Welcome to 1980s basketball. And sometimes...
See, the game is so good, and here's why I say, Mike. So Agee's laughing because he's got a little guy wolfing at him. Forsythe will shoot 3s and Agee shoot 2s, right? Who wins that game? Well, you know what I mean? See, I mean, the game is equal. It doesn't matter how big or small or whatever. You take your strengths.
Another 3 fired up by a talk.
And you kind of wonder if Forsythe has now got his teammates going just a bit.
Well, I think you could say this game has lacked maybe a little bit of juice in the building. It's been a well-played game. It's been a competitive game.
The best juice was Buddy Hield at halftime.
That was absolutely the best juice.
It's special. I mean, what an event. But the Sooners haven't played with that energy.
No.
A&M has. They're on the road.
And I think the crowd has been waiting for something to feed off of, some type of run for Oklahoma. Oklahoma's kept it close the whole way, but they have not had a 10-2 type of run to really spark the crowd. Darion Reed out of Grovetown, Georgia. 6'8" sophomore. Gets them both.
And the presence of Clements on the floor, so different for this Aggie team in the last, 3 weeks, 2 weeks on the offensive end.
Got a hold foul now. You know the officials are looking for any extra contact. That's going to go on Forsythe.
And maybe that's right. Clean it, make sure it doesn't get out of hand. Just haven't had a lot of up and down basketball.
Only a third team foul on Oklahoma. 12:06 to play. Hill and Lane both on the floor in the backcourt. That might be the smallest backcourt in the SEC, but it doesn't matter because Marcus Hill plays a lot bigger than he is.
Yeah, he's got an ability around the rim, Mike, to finish plays. Right hand, left hand, spin the body, spin the ball off the glass.
He's
a lot of different angles.
He's been doing that all year. He takes it in the paint, and you see him get swallowed up, and you're like, he's got no chance. And then he finds a way to bank it in or some type of flip up there to get it to go. Forsythe blocked by Griffin.
Great play.
Great second half for Griffin, but that sets up a three for Reed.
How about the play by Jadon Jones? Saw that the shot was blocked. Hustled, recovered, they get 3 points.
5-point game. Lane takes it all the way.
Wow,
look at
another
that
great
play.
finish.
An and one. I mentioned one small guard. He's the smallest in the league.
One side, the other side. Continue to play. A&M maintains its lead. Sooners getting close. See play. In-out rotation. A few minutes here, a few minutes there. Federico can do that.
Former South Carolina Gamecock. Can't connect on the first one. Federico originally out of Finland. He does not go to the line often, and when he does, it's a little bit of an adventure. 52%. What was your worst year at the line at Missouri?
53%.
No, it was not. Not even close.
You know, I just always thought it was a free point, to be honest. I mean, you thought, you know, if you're selfish a little bit, like most players are, you could score points.
Neither one of those really had much of a chance.
I'd like to see big guys go to the underhand method.
The Rick Barry?
Well, because if you've ever done it, and I know you shoot free throws when you go to gym.
I do.
Try it sometime. You got to cock your wrist. The ball lands so soft. Oh, nice.
Oh, Forsythe. Everything but the bucket. Follow. Get the lid off.
But try it next time, Mike. Cock your wrist. Flip it up. It's so soft.
In your honor.
And big guys ought to try it.
I'll make sure to tag John Sunvold on the underhand free throw.
When you see a lot of these guys that shoot around 50%, you think, my goodness, you got to try something different. Nice. Another backdoor cut.
Deba, yes.
And how many backdoor cuts have we seen in the bounce passes that have delivered?
Yep. Pack has really been silenced in this game tonight.
And Marcus Hill, a solid defender on ball.
Pack 6 points on 2 of 8 from the field. Gets it here. Splits the double. Tried to thread the needle, could not do it. Shot clock under 5. Reed, desperation. And a timeout called by Bucky McMillan with 8:22 to play. 64-58, the Aggies trying to win 2 in a row and trying to sweep Oklahoma on the year.
Setter, the guy who is a true leader of this squad, physical, tough. You saw him take over with his vocal cords when Forsythe wanted to challenge him. Little dog, big dog. He didn't back away.
Now, if you followed Oklahoma basketball this year, you know that these final 10 minutes of close games have been a problem. Agee slithering his way right near the rim and banking it home.
Again, lack of communication. Wagee was guarding Agee. He was worried about the down screen guard coming up, and Agee just slipped it. Got wide open.
Sooners have had a number of games against quality teams in conference where they were either up late or within striking distance, but have managed to lose a lot more of those than win. That really has been kind of the story of the season.
You know, you think of the game against Alabama here, down 2. Pack had a wide open look for 3, didn't make it, you lose. You go to Missouri, they hit 2, not miraculous shots, but 2 shots, one 40-footer to tie you to go to overtime. The second one, Mark Mitchell, who's an all-league player, but he dribbles full court. Makes it 3. You lose that one. You lose by 4 to Arkansas. Close losses.
You know, I think of Oklahoma, and I think of LSU, who lost tonight to Alabama. Alabama's on a heater right now.
Yep.
You know, LSU has lost some heartbreakers, too. Remember the game against Kentucky? They had that all but won. It took a Leitner, Grant Hill-like connection to win that game at the buzzer. Sometimes teams, when it comes to, call it what you will, but bad luck seems to just strike some teams more than others. And when I look at Oklahoma and LSU, 2 coaches that you and I have a lot of respect for that have done a number of great things in previous stops, but they just had a tough go of it this season.
Have to have a player, at least a player, that can win you games. No matter how that person wins it, they win you games. Could be a pass, could be a rebound, could be a defensive play, made jump shot.
All that to say, Oklahoma is right back in familiar territory. A close game. Final minutes of it. Agee, that's just bully ball down low.
He's just physically stronger than McGee. And McGee can't, you just can't give a guy like Agee that much space and take his bump and get bumped out of the way.
I mean, he's given up a couple of inches to McGee. McGee's got wingspan on him. But like you said, Agee's just stronger.
Tay Davis has been quiet for the Sooners for this ball game.
Speaking of quiet, Pack trying to make some noise there. Won't happen. Agee, I think he heard us talking about the fact that he had no points in the second half.
Nice to have a guy like Clemens, 6'11", goes outside, goes inside.
Great move.
Just
didn't
causes
finish it.
mismatches for your squad. Now Sooners got to push.
And almost a man one. Agee was in a vulnerable spot. All he could do was fly by and foul. But 2 free throws upcoming for Oklahoma.
It's almost like the Sooners, because what we can see across, that the coaches are just trying to get them to run, to push the basketball. Find some opportunities.
Two transfers from the University of Alabama on this Oklahoma squad. We talked about Darian Reed earlier. Here is the other in Mohamed Wagee. Tomorrow at 6 Eastern time, we'll have a 3.5-hour best of this week's SEC men's and women's swimming and diving championships. Tune in to the SEC network to relive the best moments from the week. He's John Sunbold. I am Mike Morgan, once of a fully lathered voice, now just hanging on for dear life. And I apologize to everybody feeling my pain tonight.
Michael Jordan of the broadcast.
This is my flu game.
Way to go.
This is my flu game.
You're hanging in, doing well.
I'm not going to accuse some pizza delivery guy in Utah of sabotaging my vocal cords tonight. But if you know that story, then you know. 8-point, make a 7-point game. 6.5 minutes left to play here in Norman. Again, the Sooners, if they have any chance of making it to the NCAA tournament, have to win this game.
Pretty much have to win them all when you look at it, get on a run. A vitally important game for A&M. And Mike, what A&M has done on the offensive end is they've used great patience. You know, someone might say, well, buckyball, run and shoot. You know, they've used great patience in the half-court sets. And what they've done is they've tried to attack mismatches.
Yeah.
And sometimes a mismatch might be Forsythe out front, or it might be a big down low. It could be on the wing. But when they find that mismatch, then they attack. And they've been able to get to the rim and score a lot of points in the paint and not rely on just the 3-ball. And when they get to the paint, lo and behold, then Ryland Griffin spots up and the 3 balls open and they make that pass.
What I really love about his offense, seeing it for the first time up close this year, is that, to your point, this is not just a run-and-gun team. When they play in the half court, how many times we've seen a backdoor cut for an easy basket? There is there is a method, there is a plan of attack, even when they're not running and chucking up threes.
Well, you think about it. He's got a terrific staff. Mitch Cole, who was at A&M for Billy Kenny. Kyle Keller was there under Eddie Sutton at Oklahoma State and head coaching himself. Frank Hate's been in the business of, I think, his 37th year. I mean, they've really put together. T.J. Cleveland's on that staff. They've got guys that have been around, especially a few of those assistants had worked at A&M before, know the lay of the land, and they can put game plans together when, you know, when someone just calls out something like the, you know, again, buckyball is just running. No, it's not. It will make you play, and they've walked in this building so far, and again, there's a lot of time left. But look at this pace of what they do. Now, they wait to see what mismatch they can find after the movement of the basketball. A little passing, a little cutting, then there's going to see, because Oklahoma's switching a lot of things.
It's the largest lead for A&M, 9 points. Oklahoma has led this game a total of 9 seconds. Shot clock at 3. And Oklahoma grabs the board.
And again, rarely, okay, that rebound by Tay Davis. Why wasn't there a turn and at least a little bit of a push?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Not a he didn't turn, he just kind of rebounded. Well, turn and push.
Make
A&M play defense. Make them get back and, you know, you want to run against a running team, so to speak. You want to go make them get back.
What about this A&M team as we go forward? Again, they come in, Joe Lenardi has a 10 seed. If they win this, they're 8-5 in league play. What can this team do in Nashville, and what can this team do in an NCAA tournament setting?
Well, we've seen in the past what Bucky McMillan's teams can do. When he's at Samford, he nearly beat Kansas in the NCAA tournament. Because there are games when they might shoot 43. And if you make a bunch of them, you win those games.
You mentioned that game at Kansas. They were the victim of a bad call that should have been called a block.
That's right.
All ball, and they called it a foul. Otherwise, they would have walked away with that upset.
And I think what he does with the team he has this year, they're not a big physical team. So if they play a team, like the next time they play Florida just smacked them pretty good.
Yeah. Which they've been doing a lot of lately.
Expect Bucky and his squad to play more of a perimeter game, take a lot of threes against the Florida. Change the whole game.
A&M almost turned it over there.
So back to your original questions, they are, you know, when they get in the NCAA and nobody's played against them, they got a chance.
Bleeding clock here. Timer down to 5. And a late foul with 5 on the shot clock.
Wow.
That is a bad formula. Tay Davis commits the foul, and that will send A&M to the free throw line.
And terrific defense by Ilya Tanzev inside against Aggies. They were trying to get him the ball. And the young man from Russia deny. And the shot clock gets down to what was it, 5?
Yeah, you play great defense for 25 seconds. You just don't need a foul there. Well, Holloway will be the guy that toes the line, 79% on the year. Missed it. A break for the Sooners. Let's see if Pack hunts one here.
Nice pass.
Beautiful feed. Foul, and that would have been an and one.
You got to finish that play.
Yeah.
Okay, you got fouled, and then you had time to bounce it and lay it in. Finish that play. Make that an and one and a 3-point play.
Use that 6'11", 240-pound frame. Yelatantsov out of Russia, a senior, 69% free throw shooter. There's some weird English on it, but it drops.
It was reverse spin.
Yeah, I always look at rotation on guys.
Yeah.
And
what do you do? That's why you know shooters.
Yeah, right?
That one spun funny. You're right.
When it comes off the hand like that, usually that's no dice. But he got it to go.
He's 69% free throw shooter, so maybe it was just one that kind of slipped and it got in there.
Okay, let's see.
Let's see.
Let's see the second one.
There we go.
That's better. Here we go.
All twine.
2 for 2. Cut to 5. Lane into the corner to Hill.
And you know where Hill's going, in that paint.
Right in the paint.
Yep.
Back out to Lane. 7 on the shot clock. Lane will shake and bake.
Inside, mismatch inside. Forsythe on Agee. Just get the ball on the rim.
Missed it. And a nice rebound in traffic by Tay Davis. And Oklahoma can make this a one-possession game. Forsythe, great look. Pack with the rebound.
Great hustle by Pack. He made the pass to Forsythe and then hustled on the miss.
Forsythe taking it all the way and baking it home. It is a one-possession game here in Norman.
And here comes Lloyd Noble.
Hill probing, missed it. Sooners can tie it with a 3. Pack downhill for the tie.
Pack's all over the floor.
For the tie again. And another possession as it's out of bounds to Oklahoma. 2:52 to go. This crowd finally has something to cheer about. Coming down to the wire in Norman.
Either to go up or down, meaning if you get on a losing streak, which is easy to do in a great league, well, they got that Ole Miss win. Here you sit, you got a chance to win a game with just under 3 to go. Your schedule at Arkansas, and then a couple home games, Texas and Kentucky, and then out at LSU. Every game, you have a chance to move up because you can get some great wins. Now, if you lose games, yeah, then it becomes difficult.
Oklahoma's had multiple chances to tie this game or cut it to 1. Out of bounds to A&M. So that was a lengthy possession with multiple opportunities, wide open shots down low, but no points.
Here's what you have to notice as a player. Tay Davis has the basketball. They run a play for him to just kind of go at the defense. Agee doesn't take fakes, so don't fake it.
Yeah.
Go off the bounce, go right at him, go up. He does not take fakes. He waits.
Point.
So just go. You should know that as a player when you're playing against a guy all game. He goes, he never buys my fake. Well, then don't fake.
Yes.
Go up right away. You'll have a chance to score.
He's extremely disciplined.
Marcus Hill in the paint. Oh,
Blocked.
great block.
A double stuff.
Hey, Pack's been terrific the last 5 minutes.
Now, Oklahoma wants a challenge on this.
And the coaches right behind the bench are looking quickly.
They're looking at the
iPad.
Looking at the laptop. Porter Moser's got a decision to make. Well, what are we doing? We're not going to challenge. So obviously did not get what he wanted. He's going to make a sub though, last second.
There's the block. Yeah, I don't think they would have overturned that.
No, I
now
think
players
off a Pack.
Players always say.
Right. Oh yeah, everything.
A Pack again, active hands. He has really been in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Fabulous.
Shot clock under 5 for Lane. Clements contested 3. We are approaching 2 minutes, and Oklahoma, even though it has never felt like they have been on a roll here, they're still down 1 possession.
And Mike, it's the little things. Jakari Lane, when he stopped that ball from Pack, doesn't allow Pack or the Sooners to get run. They got a rebound, and Jakari Lane just stopped the break right away, just 1-on-1.
Forsythe trying to throw a pass in heavy traffic. That's one you'd love to have back.
Agee, strong,
carving
physical.
out space. Out of bounds to Oklahoma. Somebody's got to score eventually, Sonny. We can't be 70-67 the rest of the night, can we?
And Agee got the matchup he wanted. He's had success against McGee tonight. The physicality got him by the rim.
And now we are going to have a review on this one. Bucky wants a challenge. You see the veteran Don Daly.
We have a coach's challenge from Texas A&M on the out of bounds.
It'll be interesting. And when it first happened, I thought they were going to call a foul on one of the Aggies, but they didn't. And so that I thought it wasn't. So watch Pat. See, originally I thought they were going to call a foul. And I thought, okay, it's going to be Oklahoma ball. But here's the.
Pack hits
not,
the arm,
now here we go, right
reviewable.
here. Now right here.
That's off the Pack.
Yeah.
But it is important to note when people see what looks like it could be a foul under review, that's not reviewable.
Correct.
You cannot change that part of the call. You can't relitigate a foul versus non-foul. This is purely who touched it last.
Yeah, that's going to be a good challenge. Don't you think?
I think so.
A&M keeps that ball.
I think A&M keeps it.
After review, coach's challenge for Texas A&M is successful. He will not be charged a timeout. There'll be 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Again, crowd doesn't see what we see. And also, I think the crowd is just generally frustrated because they've been flirting with taking a lead or tying this game now for the last few minutes and haven't been able to do it. Aggies will inbound it. Baseline left.
Again, Lane, Hill off the dribble. Clements can score inside or out. Griffin on the outside.
Griffin off the curl. Stops on a dime. Throws up a prayer and it's answered.
Terrific defense, but better offense. Jones didn't take the fake. Rylan Griffin going off the bounce. Doesn't do that a lot.
How about the night for Griffin? 13 points. That ends a drought of nearly 5 minutes for A&M in the scoring column. Forsythe, nice mid-range game. Good response. Back to a one-possession game.
We talk about a power dribble into a jump shot.
Yeah.
Forsythe just put it right on it.
You got to have those ankles feeling good to do it.
Instead of doing a crazy step back and all that, just power dribble into a normal jump shot. You're better off if you step back. They've been blocking his shot. Watch how the last bounce is firm. Boom. Right up over the top. And he did it quickly. Sooners needed a quick bucket.
Well, each team is going to have the benefit of the double bonus for the final 65 seconds of this game. And if you're Texas A&M, rather if you're Oklahoma, you don't have to foul here. You can just play it straight out.
Yeah, you just play straight up. And the Aggies, again, I'm impressed with A&M on the offensive end, the patience they've shown. Looking for mismatches, backdoor cutting, bounce passing. Last time down, you're thinking of Rylan Griffin as a jump shooter. He put it on the floor, got it to the paint, scored again underneath.
Oklahoma has missed 9 of its last 11 shots. And A&M has done its part to keep this close. They've missed 8 out of the last 9.
A&M's got 32 points in the paint. They've just been in attack mode.
And that's exactly what they did against Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Dominated the paint. For a team that's known for drilling threes, and they have drilled 10 of them tonight, don't underestimate their ability to get paint touches, paint points, layups, and everything in between. Timeout called. A&M was flirting with a 5-second count.
And Marcus Hill, I think, forgot that he could run the whole baseline. Sometimes you do as a player. You forget. And then they called timeout. He was reminded quickly, shook his head. Yeah, my fault.
Well, each team now with 1 timeout remaining.
Oklahoma overplaying everything. I would expect A&M to be set up this time a little better for the pressure. Clements at 6'11", Agee at 6'8". We'll give him 6'7", but 6'8". Usually good outlet passes.
Lane throws it into the corner to Hill.
Now you want to clear out since it's just one-on-one man-to-man defense. Other guard get out of the way.
Shot clock to 10. Lane to Griffin. Hot hand. Missed it. 9-second differential. Don't have to have a three.
No, but you'd like to at least push and get into something.
Pack is not in the game. And then a foul on A&M. Are you a little surprised Nigel Pack is not in the game right now?
Yeah, I mean, I am. Not putting the ball in Forsythe's hand to beat. Again, I think tempo is always important. Get in your sets that you need. Forsythe hit the last jump shot. Now he can go hit 2 free throws. One possession, it'll be a 1-point game.
84% is Forsythe. 3 for 3 tonight. Perfect. This is as close to what we've been in a long, long time. A 1-point game.
You want to force to the corner, trap the corner, see if you can get a steal. Shot clock is out.
You see some of the close losses Oklahoma's had already this year. It's really been the overriding storyline of the season for the Sooners. They would love to finally get one of these.
Griffin is an 83% free throw shooter. I'm fouling Agee right away, and they did, 75%. Marcus Hill at 70%.
You know what I love about that? Even if Agee hits both of them, you took hardly anything off the clock.
Yeah.
I
lengthened this game out.
It's so irritating for a fan when you see a team in this situation. You let the team milk 20 seconds and then you foul.
Yeah. You put a team on the free throw line and make them win the game. But in the first time Agee's been to the foul line tonight, the first one is the most difficult. Pretty nice. Here comes Pack.
Well, even if he makes this one, somebody like Nigel Pack could tie it with a 3.
Well, you got your 3 shooters in. Pack, Forsythe, Brown. And since there's a lot of time, you don't need a 3, but you can attack and then maybe find a 3. A&M, obviously, you're not fouling. The only other thing is you could be aggressive attacking the rim. Most teams don't want to pick up a foul. But I would go at a good pace. I would go at a good pace.
Yeah, they're going to call a timeout. I like the fact Porter Moser saw what we saw, which is a little bit of indecision. Talk about it.
Well, it looked like Forsythe was bringing up either Pack or Brown to get the basketball. It just takes too much time.
Yeah.
Have them bring it up. Something different.
There you have it now. 18.6 seconds. Shot clock is off. You could draw up a play for a 3 here or a quick 2, one or the other. Again, Pack, if you're just joining us, he's been quiet. 2 for 9, just 6 points on the night. The leading scorer for the Sooners is actually Forsythe with 14.
And looks like Qual Atek has checked in, also a guy that can catch and shoot. He is really a 3-point specialist only. So he'll probably be in one corner of the offensive set, and I'm sure the A&M coaches saw that Atek checked in. So if you've got Brown, Forsythe, Pack, Atek, you got 4 shooters in.
Yeah, you got some options. What Oklahoma desperately needs is somebody to just hit in the clutch. That's been a well-played game. We thought it'd be a close one. That's exactly what we've gotten. 2 teams very hungry for a win in somewhat different circumstances and for different reasons.
Not surprising in this league. We've had a lot of close games.
Yeah.
And these teams have been in a lot of close games. And Oklahoma's been on the underside of a lot of close games.
It's been a brutal stretch of Heartbreak Hotel in these type of situations this year for the hometown Sooners. And they've got at least one opportunity, maybe multiple opportunities if they get it too. Comes into Forsythe.
All 5 guys are shooters, Davis being the worst. Wow, tough shot.
Aggressive by Forsythe.
Got a foul right away.
And the foul of Griffin.
You know, tough shot. It was right on the money. I'm not sure that's the look they wanted.
Oklahoma has missed 9 of its last 11 3-pointers.
Here's goes Griffin. It's his first free throws. 13 points on the night. 5 of 10 from the field. 3 of 6 beyond the 3-point line. 5 rebounds, couple assists. A solid night for Ryland.
And still breathing if you're Oklahoma. No timeouts for the Sooners.
I'd say he makes this, Mike. And I always say this about shooters. He hasn't taken a free throw all game. That first one's just different. It's just a. Now I would like him to get off the line and go back to the line, but he hasn't moved. He stayed in the same spot this whole time.
He's been glued to the floor.
Now he might be ticked off. You know, good shooters get a little ticked off if they missed, and I'm not moving.
2 dribbles, make it 3, and make it a 4-point lead for Texas A&M, and barring some type of mistake here on the defensive end, Texas A&M is going to steal one on the road.
3-quarter pressure. They're going to take some time to get it up.
Forsythe. And a final foul. The Aggies are going to improve to 8-5 and 18-8 overall. One of the best stories in the SEC continues to shine.
You know, the comeback win at home in College Station against Ole Miss. And again, Mike, you were there. It looked like Ole Miss was dominating and controlling that game. But slowly but surely A&M turned the tide. They win that game. Now you come on the road. Hey, every one of these games are important. They know what Lenardi's saying. They know what everybody's saying, where you are, where you're predicted. You go on the road in this league and get a win when you had to get a win, says a lot for the Aggies.
I had the game at Auburn where they were down big time. They went on a 30-second run, the likes I've never seen, and wound up winning it in the final seconds.
It was unbelievable.
An incredible win. And they continue to make headlines. Texas A&M comes to Norman. An old Big 12 clash reunited on a special night for Buddy Hield, the legendary Sooner. But Texas A&M has its 4th consecutive win over Oklahoma. Your final score, 75-71. John Sunvolt, some final thoughts.
You know what? Again, a team goes on the road. You got to get a win, and they did it, and they controlled the game from the tip.
For Sonny, Mike Morgan, and our entire SEC Network crew, so long from Norman. The Aggies win it by 4 as we take you now to studio.